This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by...
Can just keep coming.
What do you think about the lamestream media?
Huh?
What do you think about the lamestream media?
Oh yeah, well, I don't know, man. But this one is real.
How much
media
truth?
right here.
How much all my housekeepers
Okay, in the height of communism, okay, the people over in Russia and Czechoslovakia, they knew they were being lied to. They knew it was all propaganda.
Right.
Over here, they don't even know. They drink that Fox News Kool-Aid every night. They chug it.
Yeah.
Oh, they chug it. Iran's got nukes. Let's bomb them tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean Clinton already did.
Yeah,
I mean.
Rick Santorum, okay. His nephew goes to Slippery Rock College. He wrote a little article the other day. He's a Ron Paul supporter. Okay. My uncle is petrified of freedom. That was his statement. His nephew.
Is all his children joining the military and going over?
Rick Santorum.
I heard that all Santorum's children are joining up and going over to protect the country.
Rick Santorum wants to ban squirt guns.
He's a big on wars, man.
His kids are all joining up, aren't they?
Yeah,
okay, so
I don't think any of them have been in the military.
They're all the same.
This is interesting.
Find out.
This is the.
I know. I'm going to learn how to fly.
This is like the second time today I've heard someone bring up the press. You know, in the last, I asked somebody a couple hours ago, who's the main enemy of the Ron Paul movement? They said it was the press. Do you think that there is a way that this situation can be resolved? You know, where the press is not an enemy anymore, a win-win solution?
The powers that shouldn't be, okay? Now this is what the internet, you know, stop. Here's what happens, okay? Are you familiar with Charlotte Iserby?
I don't think so.
She worked with the Department of Education for 20 years.
Okay.
She's a whistleblower. Okay. She worked with Reagan. Reagan appointed her. Anyway, she says what they use is semantic deception. The Patriot Act. Oh, you're not for the Patriot Act. You must be not patriotic. Meantime, they don't even read it. They have no idea what it is. The NDAA Act should have been on the front page of every newspaper in the world. Nobody even knows about it. They can grab you and me right now, throw black bags over our head. We don't get a phone call. We don't get an attorney. We get nothing. We get no due process. That is not freedom. Habeas corpus was the last buffer of freedom, between freedom and tyranny. Habeas corpus. You know what habeas corpus is?
Well, it's if you've got somebody in jail, then...
Show me the body. That's what it means in Latin,
right.
Okay? You can't just grab somebody. In a free society, you just can't grab somebody because somebody thinks they're bad or because you don't like what they're saying and take them off and indefinitely detain them. You can't do that and torture them or for whatever else you want to do with them. Okay, this is the country we're living in now. Okay, the best slaves are the ones that think they were free, and that's what's going on in this country today. And until you do your own research and find out the truth, you're going to stay stuck in the matrix just like I was.
Yeah. Well, with regard to the press, though, I mean, how does that relate
to the press? The press is bought and paid for. I mean, it's not. You don't get news. You don't get. It's not. Listen, the news is all selected. I have tons of videos on it, tons of documentation, whistleblowers from Fox News. Even try to report stuff on milk. The milk lobby, the dairy lobby is so powerful, they don't even have to print on the labels all the chemicals that are in it. Okay, they try to expose that, and two reporters lost their job years ago. That's just a tidbit. I mean, if you read, if you watch Orwell Turns Over in His Grave, it was done by and this is a Jewish guy too, from CBS. Whistleblower now.
I think I know who you're talking
Bernie,
about. Yeah, he's good.
Very good. Very
48
good.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, speaks the truth. You know, he'll tell you. It's all manipulation. It's all lies. They tell you what to report, and they keep them compartmentalized. I mean, half the reporters in there, they don't even know what Building 7 was. For God's sake, in 9/11, Building 7, 47 stories fell in 6 seconds in free fall speed. You can't explain that. You know, I'm not an engineer, but you know what? Nothing falls at free fall speed into its own footprint in 6 seconds without some help.
But what's something that the mainstream press and Ron Paul supporters could do to both benefit each other?
Well, encourage people to go to the alternative news media on the internet.
How's that going to benefit the mainstream press, though?
Well, more people are shutting off their TV and go, because they know they see they've been lied to over and over and over again. You know,
like I had a win-win solution today. I walk up to a mainstream reporter and ask her to do me a favor, and she did it. She held my microphone for me, and in return, I made sure that she knows she can use my video. So it doesn't matter to me what she thinks as long as she holds my mic, right? And it doesn't matter to her what I think as long as she can use my video.
Right. But when you have listen, there used to be 257 news agencies in this country. 257. There's 7 now. What does that tell you?
Yeah,
control.
Centralization.
It's about control, right? Centralization of power. Just like, believe me, this is all by design. All of it, okay? And if you study Nazi Germany, if you know your history, it's coming to fruition right here.
Yep.
Read, if you ever do any reading, read The Naked Communist, read Pawns in the Game. These books were written in the 50s, okay? George Orwell, his real name was Eric Blair, okay? It's happening. 1984 is here.
Well, now, what do you have to say to the folks like a lot of mainstream? If I was a mainstream reporter and I was talking to you, I'd probably zero in.
You'd be gone already.
Yeah, maybe so. But
because you can't report anything I'm saying. You'd be gone.
I would zero
You're wasting film.
I would zero in the 9/11 theory and call you a nut.
Right.
Well,
that's what they do. See, that's what they do. It's that ad hominem argument. Okay. Okay. You're crazy. Listen. This all started with Fox News. Okay. You're a conspiracy nut. If that's like the 8th grade stuff. You're going to call me a name? What kind of evidence you got? You're going to call me a name and discredit me. Oh, okay. Let me know how that works out, okay, when the Lord comes, all right? But anyway, you present the evidence, and you know what? You're going to get, because they have the American people so dumbed down to a point where they cannot think for themselves, okay? Cannot think for themselves, okay? Like Romney's their guy now. Okay, all right, or santorum. Now, that could all change if the power
does every week.
Right. But this is all misdirection and smoke and mirrors. This is all to give us the illusion that we're still free. We still have a choice. Okay? Do some research on the election, the voting machines. Okay? Even the counters, the electronic counting. Dude, it's a joke. An 8th grader could come in here, investigate this, and blow it wide open.
It's actually questionable even in New Hampshire, where they have paper ballots.
Right, exactly.
So,
exactly. Listen. Diebold, which I believe is a subsidiary of this defense contractor in Israel, owns the voting software, the voting machine software, which you can't take a look at. Okay, now, let me show you something here real quick. The one-armed bandits in Las Vegas, there's more accountability with them than there is with the voting machines that pick the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world. Okay? Now let me show you. Real quick. Las Vegas slots. The state of Nevada has access to all software. Illegal to use software that is not on file. The electronic voting machines. Software is a trade secret. Okay, do you want to see the rest? This is
preposterous.
Okay, state gaming inspectors show up unannounced. Casinos and compare computer chips with those on file. If there is a discrepancy, the machine is shut down and investigated. The electronic voting machines, no checks are required. Election officials have no chip to compare with one found in the machine. Do I need to go on any further?
Stalin said it doesn't matter who votes, but who counts the votes.
Who counts the votes.
Right.
Right. Amen.
Yep.
Egypt people is very nice, and if the Egypt people take my advice, they will strike down the one-party state they fear. But that had better not happen here, 'cause we know that everything would fall apart if the city of Keene, New Hampshire starts to listen to the malcontents at Free Keene and kind of cut spending. 'Cause the government needs some expensive things, like the wasteful 34 West building and the boondoggle jail where we put hat wearers and other people who could be considered swearers. Freaking.com